Hi guys, welcome back to Wendy Sells South Florida, where we talk all things real estate, business, and South Florida living. Today I have a special guest here who I've had the pleasure to work with and do business with, and I can honestly say that this guy is sharp, knowledgeable, and knows exactly what he's doing. The gentleman that I have with me today is Todd Hanley with CrossCountry Mortgage. Todd, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Wendy. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I have tons of questions for you. I'm so excited to have you here. So Todd, tell me a little bit about pretty much what you do and how long you've been in the mortgage industry.
Well, here at CrossCountry, I'm a mortgage loan officer,
Mhm.
and I've been in the industry for about 15 years now. It's a great industry. I always love being in the mortgage industry because I feel it's a very rewarding place to be. There's nothing better than getting someone to the finish line, first-time home buyer, walking them through the process and guiding them. A lot of people don't know what they're doing, so it's the best when you finally get to the finish line, get to give someone their keys and they're clear to close and they're all excited, and obviously you get to help as well. So
Totally.
yeah, it's a great place to be.
No, definitely. And how long have you been in the mortgage industry?
Actually, over 15 years now.
Nice.
Yep.
So that just goes to show why
And
you're
no
so
gray hair yet
knowledgeable.
either.
Exactly. Totally. No, I think it's been totally a journey. I've been in the real estate industry for about 6 years or so, and I've had the pleasure of working with different lenders, and I can honestly say that CrossCountry Mortgage have provided exceptional service and have totally helped a lot on a lot of deals and going above and beyond. So I can definitely say that you definitely work for a great company. And that brings me to my next question. Tell me what your thoughts are on the whole real estate industry. It's crazy right now.
It's definitely a unique industry right now. The whole market is probably, the most unique I've ever experienced, even throughout 2006 timeframe,
Mhm.
which is when I came into the market. I feel like it's even more unique and intense than that timeframe. And I feel it's just a perfect storm of, a lack of inventory. There's a lot of investors in the market right now. You have huge hedge funds, which are buying tens of thousands of homes. You have, even foreign governments now that are jumping into the single family residential market in the United States. And it's really creating a lot of demand. And as you know, there's not much inventory out there. I think inventory is at
Totally.
all-time lows.
Absolutely.
And just, with all the money from COVID and all the extra money that's been floating around the economy, it's really created a scenario where people are, paying a lot of extra money on top of appraised value. And the most interesting part is it seems to be sustainable for the next 2 to 3 years.
Mhm.
So a lot of people who are kind of sitting on the sidelines thinking about, do I wait or do I go now? It's really a situation where I feel if you don't jump in the market now, 2 to 3 years down the road, rates are going to be higher, property values will be higher, and then it's going to be even less affordable than it is now.
No, absolutely. I definitely agree that would definitely be the case. So get what you can right now, right?
Basically, and interest rates are still at all-time lows, so.
Absolutely. So pretty much my biggest thing that I've always wondered from the time that I meet with the client or the customer and I send them over to your way, what exactly do you do from the time that you make contact with them?
Sure. So when someone usually sends me a referral, I usually reach out to them. I prefer to speak with them on the phone, and it's usually an initial 5 to 10 minute conversation. I like to put everything down on paper as far as the approval and see if I have confidence in getting them approved. And if I do, we'll make it official by sending them out an application, pulling credit, and running the approval and hopefully issuing them a pre-approval letter. Now that's the initial part. That's the easiest part. Usually, once you go under contract, which that's obviously your behalf and,
Right.
and what your specialty is, that's when the fun really starts. So once we actually get to the place where we find the home and their contract is accepted, we'll then really make the process official. We'll put them into processing. We'll collect a couple extra more documents from them. They'll sign disclosures. And then we put the loan into underwriting, which is one of the biggest boxes we want to check off, right? Because once the underwriter gives their 2 thumbs up on the income and the assets, we know we have a really, really strong loan that shouldn't have any more potential roadblocks from a process standpoint. Now, I always say we're kind of building the house of cards when we go into a purchase transaction because we need to make sure the inspection comes out right, the appraisal comes out right. The income and assets, we do that up front. So the due diligence we provide on the income and assets really sets the loan up and the process to be successful with the other contingencies like the appraisal and inspection. But once we get through the process itself, we get a final underwriting, and then we get clear to close. And at that point, we schedule the closing and make it happen. We're at the end of the road, and people get to get their new home and their keys, and yeah.
Totally.
I know I made it sound a little bit easier than what it is, but here at CrossCountry, we really do try to make the process as smooth and as easy as possible for all of our clients.
Now, what are some delays that a buyer may experience that may cause issues during the loan process?
That's actually a really good question. So even the clients with the best, cleanest credit, the lowest debt to income ratio, just the most approvable clients can still run into potential issues. Some people have, there's liens that show up on properties sometimes that people don't know about. There's collections that can show up. Condominiums have their own situations that can be a little bit more complex. As you know, we have to do questionnaires and we have to look at budgets. So there's some things that can be answered wrong on questionnaires that nobody knows about that all of a sudden can cause a roadblock and really cause the loan to not even be approvable anymore. So what's really important is to have a solid team of people who are passionate and professionals and knowledgeable who know how to overcome and work through those possible objections that can stop the loan process from going through. And we've had quite a bit of success working through some issues that we thought would completely hold the loan from going through, and we've been able to pull through and had success with a lot of situations that we were a little nervous about.
No, totally. So I've had a lot of nightmare situations that have happened with previous lenders, and you guys were able to save that deal, if anything. So can you tell me exactly what do you guys do differently compared to other lenders?
Sure. Actually, so we refer to those as rescue loans.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's agents will call us up and say, I told the borrower initially or the client initially to work with you guys, but they wanted to go with XYZ bank. I really, I was in this situation where I used to work for a bank years ago, and the difference of here versus there is really, it's just the amount of experience we have, so you're dealing with people who have just years of experience and have been in situations where, we ran into the situations where you have to overcome the objections, and we know how to evaluate the income, which is a really huge step that we take initially when we first speak with clients. When we issue pre-approvals, we like for them to be as good as cash. And I've had some listing agents tell me that, Todd, your pre-approvals are as good as cash. Nice. And that's really the highest compliment anybody can ever give us.
Absolutely.
Because you're going to be going up against cash buyers. So if you have a CrossCountry pre-approval and a cash buyer, there's a good chance that the CrossCountry pre-approval will prevail because we call up, we do our due diligence, and we leave a really good impression on the listing agent. So
no, absolutely. I mean, I remember there was a time where you made the whole process comfortable for not only myself, but also for the listing agent. And once they gave you the okay after reviewing and they saw the name CrossCountry and the pre-approval, they're like, you know what? CrossCountry has such a great reputation, we're gonna go ahead and accept this offer and move forward. And I'm like, it's been a crazy real estate market, as I mentioned before, because we're dealing with a lot of cash buyers. We're competing against cash buyers, as well as, a lot of people that are waiving those, appraisal contingencies. And I can honestly say that although I love what I do, it can be a little bit challenging, and having, you guys step in a bit to assist, the agents have been such a great experience for sure.
And not every listing agent or seller wants to sell to a cash buyer.
That's true.
But obviously if you have a cash buyer versus a weak pre-approval, they're at the end of the day, they're going to go with what's best for them.
Yep.
But what really matters is speaking with that listing agent and substantiating the pre-approval and instilling confidence in them and letting them know that they'd rather have a family move there versus a cash buyer who's probably just going to rent it out anyways.
Yeah. So Todd, I do have another question for you. So what makes CrossCountry Mortgage so different from the other lenders out there? Because there's plenty different lenders out there.
There are. It's a really competitive industry right now. In fact, a lot of large lenders are pulling kids out of college and paying for their licenses and putting them on the phones.
Oh, wow.
So, you really have to be careful with who you're working with these days because a lot of people just don't have the experience. And, buying a home is one of the largest, if not the largest financial transaction most people will ever make in their lives.
Absolutely.
So you want to work with someone who's reputable. There was actually a recent Wall Street Journal article that recommended that people work with a local lender. So CrossCountry Mortgage, we are the largest and most reputable lender in the Tri-County area, especially Palm Beach. And what really makes us different, I feel, is the passion we have for our clients and the passion we have for what we do. And most importantly, we want to set our clients up for success. So anybody can issue a pre-approval. Anybody can say, Todd, you know what, I'm making $100,000 a year, I have perfect credit, and here's my pre-approval, here's my information, and not substantiate any of that stuff. That's not the client you want to work with.
Right.
You want to work with the client who has a pre-approval that has been documented with income and assets, written verification of employments, have it as strong as possible. And really that's what really makes us a different lender from other lenders. And on top of that, it's our process too. We get very aggressive when it comes to submitting offers. We will actually, we have really quick turn time for loan approval. We have really quick turn times for appraisals. And our communication and transparency, I think, is really just top notch. And that's really important when you're speaking with clients who haven't done this before.
Right.
They really want someone who's going to sit on the same side of the table with them and speak about their goals and what they're looking to accomplish versus what we're looking to accomplish.
Totally.
And I feel putting the customer first and really doing as much due diligence as possible is what really sets them up for success and makes us different.
No, totally. And that pretty much relates to us real estate agents, what we pretty much do, because we want to build that relationship and provide exceptional service and make sure that, this buyer is, getting the home that they really want, providing the exceptional service and going above and beyond, which is similar to what you guys do, right?
Yep.
So I can honestly say that, getting this different point of view from what you do versus what we do, it definitely provides a lot more insight. So I totally appreciate you joining me today and answering all of my mortgage questions.
My pleasure.
So Todd, thank you so much. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's been a pleasure to be here with Todd Hanley from CrossCountry Mortgage. Go ahead and don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell so you're notified each time I upload a video. And until next time, guys, this is Wendy, South Florida.